Welcome back to Eurovision 365. It's great to have you here. We are broadcasting live on YouTube, on Facebook, and for the first time on TikTok. Hey, TikTokers! So, for those on TikTok, if you want a more visual experience, you're more than welcome to join the YouTube channel, Eurovision 365. Here we are chatting about a premiere that's just gone, and that is We Need to Talk About Ireland Part 2. So in the first episode, we were looking at what I felt were the difficulties, the troubles, the problems around Ireland at the Eurovision Song Contest. And now what we are looking for is to have a much more positive outlook and look at what we can do to help. Hello to you in Tipperary, Cian. Welcome, Cian. Did you watch the premiere just before of We Need to Talk About Ireland Part 2? If you have, let me know your thoughts. Also here on TikTok, as you can imagine, I'm going between two different setups, so bear with me, you on TikTok, and also to you here on Facebook and on YouTube. So we need to talk about Ireland. We need to talk about Ireland because Ireland aren't doing so good at the Eurovision Song Contest. And there are lots of reasons for that. We talked about that in the first episode 1 of 2 of We Need to Talk About Ireland. And this is really something that we need to discuss and on the island of Ireland and actually as Eurovision fans. Hello, Kieran. Welcome. Kieran, I think this is your first time commenting on YouTube. It's great to have you here. Also, anybody who's commenting on Facebook, if you're able to write your name at the end or before you comment, so at least then I know who I'm talking to. But yeah, so I'm chatting to YouTube here and Facebook and also here on TikTok. Peter, I have been listening to the premiere of We Need to Talk About Ireland on the YouTube channel Eurovision 365. I think you're a subscriber on there. If not, do it. But yeah, so you heard my thoughts, and some of you had your own opinions on the future of Ireland included in the video. So for those who are joining me here, either on TikTok or on the YouTube and Facebook group, can you tell me your thoughts about what you think can do to improve? What are your thoughts on my views? I'd love to know. Alex here on TikTok, thanks for commenting. What about Scotland, Wales, England? Do they have separate Eurosong? Yeah, Scotland, Wales, England, Northern Ireland, Great Britain, they have their own national final. But lately they have been choosing their song as an internal selection. So lately they haven't had a national final. Ireland typically would have a national final, although the last few years they have had internal selections. So they do have their own final or internal selections as of late. Adam commenting here on YouTube. Thank you so much for your comment as always. I think Ireland needs to ditch the Late Late Show format and start a new popular national final each year, similar to Benidorm Fest in Spain or Melody Festival in Sweden. So that is something that was raised on the part 2 of We Need to Talk About Ireland in terms of removing the national final of Ireland from the Late Late Show in RTE to its own entity. And I think I'm right in saying that most fans would agree with that. Hello, Lebron James. Welcome here to the live here on TikTok. Actually broadcasting live simultaneously on Facebook, on YouTube, and here on TikTok. And the topic is we need to talk about Ireland. More specifically, we need to talk about Ireland at Eurovision Song Contest. If you want a much more visual experience, you can have that on the YouTube channel on Eurovision 365. But feel free to choose what you feel. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on how things can improve for Ireland at the contest. So Peter here on TikTok says, I do think that it show needs bend and they need to go down a traditional route with Irish sounds. Absolutely. That's a point I made in part two. Actually, I was saying that you saw. Yeah. So basically, what I was saying as well, Peter, is that if you go into an Irish bar anywhere in the world, what are you going to hear? Are you going to hear songs like Maps, We Are One, 22, That's Rich? Although as much as I love Brooke, but would you hear that? Um, but the thing is, we wouldn't hear that. You wouldn't hear that in an Irish bar. You would hear like great Irish traditional music, and people get up and dance. They have fun. They have the best time. So let me see. So Cian here on YouTube, and thanks for keeping your comments going. So whenever Irish fans are talking about a national final, they always compare to Belfast. We should look to UMK Festival to Canso, Benidorm, the smaller ones. Yeah, I actually agree with that. Melody Festival in Sweden is a huge national final. Um, it takes about 6 weeks to unwind a 6 week process, and I think you are right that we need to compare RTE with UMK because there is a comparable size in terms of population in Finland as there is in Ireland, and I think what UMK does, which I don't believe RTE are doing right now, is they make the best of what they have in terms of finances. And there's what six songs in the UMK, and this last couple of years, quality wise, they've been perfect. And the other thing as well I've noticed with Finland is they have songs which are basically what you would expect to hear from Finland. And I think that's the point I was making in the video there of we need to talk about Ireland part two, is that when you do what sounds right for you, when you're true to yourself, you're going to do better. Even San Marino Dory said, well, you said it's too late now, Cian, you've already said it. So Peter here on TikTok is saying there's some good young Irish singers out there. I absolutely agree. There's some brilliant Irish singers, some great young Irish singers, but we need someone who has experience of going on stage, someone who knows what to do when they get on stage and not be too scared by the big lights and the big stage rather and the big sounds. Good evening, Lisa, here on YouTube. Welcome. It's a dull and miserable Dublin. Well, I tell you, it shouldn't be too dull. Did Dublin not win today at the football? Weather-wise, maybe it's pretty dull up here in Tyrone as well. But welcome, Lisa. We are chatting also here about we need to talk about Ireland Part 2 and what we can do to improve the chances of Ireland at the Eurovision Song Contest. I want to say as well, as I have been saying, I'm broadcasting live for the first time now, simultaneously on YouTube, on Facebook group Eurovision 365, and now for the first time TikTok. So welcome everyone, wherever you're watching this from. TikTokers, I know this may not be potentially your subject of choice, but we are here to talk about Ireland at the Eurovision Song Contest, and in particular the future. So Peter, just to let you know, Cian on YouTube, Peter here on TikTok is saying he enjoys UMK more and more. Sweden's okay, but works. Sorry, Sweden is over the top, but it works. So welcome everybody. So what are people saying here now on YouTube? On Adam, you are saying 26 years now without a top 5 finish shows they really need to work harder to increase popularity among Irish Eurovision fans and send more up-to-date and memorable songs. I think the Eurovision is still very popular with Irish fans. I don't think that has diminished. Speaking for myself, it's still popular with me. I think it's just the results don't marry with the experience when you go over to a Eurovision and you kind of want your country, the country to do well, and next thing it doesn't. So there is that. So Cian is saying, I'd love to see Lyra. I know that name is kind of going around. That name is kind of going around ESC fans at the moment. I agree with that. You're absolutely right. People here on TikTok, if you're able to like this live, if you want to, that'd be great. Just want to reach people because obviously we're broadcasting simultaneously on 3 different areas now, so want to have you as involved as possible. Also to TikTokers, if you want a much more visual experience, you can join us on the YouTube channel, Eurovision 365, and that would be great if you want to, of course. So keep your comments coming. I am looking forward to hearing what you think about Ireland at Eurovision. And yeah, so who have we got here on TikTok? We have Peter KGB. KGB, hey, how's it going, man? You are, everybody who's on TikTok, follow KGB. He's the most awesome DJ going. Check him out. Graham, how's it going? Come on in. George, Wilson, Clark, you're all very, very welcome here to this live. But yeah, everybody, check out KJB. He is an awesome DJ. So, getting back to the comments here. Lisa, yeah, you will be celebrating these dubs. So, Jedward would be great, I think, at the Eurovision. I think they made no secret of the fact that they would be more than happy to come back to the Eurovision. It's something that they said, suggested, I should say, at the Euroclub in Liverpool. So you just never know if they will or not. They may do. Time will indeed tell. Oh, this is a good comment. This is a great comment here. You haven't said your name, so I'd love to know who wrote this comment, because if you're commenting on Facebook, the Facebook group, I will not know your name because it doesn't come up until after the live has ended. Stone Cold Steve, we are chatting about Eurovision. Yes, we are. Ireland at Eurovision. We need to talk about Eurovision. So feel free to join in if you wish to. So has anyone any thoughts on the High Kings representing Ireland next year? I absolutely love the High Kings. They're a brilliant group, and they actually have a Eurovision connection. Does anybody know what that Eurovision connection is with the High Kings? You're not winning a prize, but you'll feel brilliant when you know the answer. Met your film? Don't think they did, but thanks for pointing that out. So let's see, broadcasting here live on YouTube, on Facebook, and now for the first time on TikTok. So welcome one, welcome all, and yeah, we're chatting about, we need to talk about Ireland. KJB, thank you so much for the likes. Anybody that is on the TikTok, check out KJB. He's the most awesome DJ. He's been DJing all day, and he's awesome, absolutely. So anyway, let us see. So when it comes to Ireland, of course, we I think it's fair to say that there's been some awful results. Hi, Destiny, welcome. There's been some awful results for Ireland. Nicky Byrne from Westlife, of course, was great as a group, was in the group, was fantastic. When he was taken out of that group, thanks to KGB, when he was taken out of that group, it was kind of not great. And we all know the result for Ireland at that. And the staging was terrible. It just was wrong. And speaking of staging, it was terrible. There's Connor from Wild Youth. And Sarah McTernan, of course, and of course Leslie Roy, who did what she could, of course. So does anyone think that the shenanigans going on with the RT at the moment will affect Ireland in the 2024 contest? There's a good chance that it could, Cian, I have to be honest, but time will tell. I hope it doesn't, but it may do. So if you're just joining me, what's this live for? Just about to tell you. If you're just joining me, I am here broadcasting live simultaneously on YouTube, on Facebook, and now for the first time on TikTok. And I'm a Eurovision fan, surprise, surprise. I'm not going to be talking about Eurovision all the time when I go live on TikTok, but for this evening, most times I thanks for roses, John. You didn't have to do that, but thank you so much. So today we're talking about Ireland. We need to talk about Ireland at Eurovision. If you have a thought about Ireland the contest, please let me know. And you can be involved. If you want a much more visual experience, which is what we're having here on YouTube and Facebook, go across to YouTube, Eurovision 365. It's on my bio just now. Let's see. Yes, let's see. Bear with me a wee second, people. Let's see. So, what are people saying here on YouTube? Let's go, let's go, let's go. So, yeah. This Swedish, Lisa Howard, you said, the Swedish format of Melody Festival to enter the Swedish entry Eurovision looks like a more appealing format to gain a decent entry to the semi-final and finals of the Eurovision. I think they do have quality. However, the problem is for Ireland, they don't have the resources. They don't have the resources, and I think we have to be mindful of that. Let's see. KGB, thank you so much for likes, dude. I really appreciate it. You're the best. So, somebody has the answer on here of the connection with the High Kings and Eurovision. So, Darren Holden entered the National Song Contest in '94 and 1997 actually as well. That's the answer to High Kings question. And also another one of them, the Sean Dunphy's song, I think actually was also in the High Kings. I think it's Sean Dunphy's song. I think so. Now, so Adam's saying here on the YouTube channel, now that Sweden has equal the same amount of wins as Ireland, surely that would give RTE motivation to rethink their strategy and approach the contest going forward. You would think that would be the case, wouldn't you, Adam? But it's not. It's hard to tell, really. Hard to tell. I think motivation at the moment may be quite low at the moment in RTE, given all that's going on. So I'm not sure. Yeah, exactly. Listening to the backing music you're playing, you're not hearing this on TikTok, but if you want to hear the music on the back, check out the YouTube channel Eurovision 365. So listening to the backing music you're playing, how about a techno Celtic banger? Yeah, that'd be awesome, wouldn't it? That there. Well, we'll see if we can put that on. But certainly, if it's something I suggested in the video that I think Ireland does best when it sounds a really up-tempo song that you'd hear in a pub everywhere. So watching here live on TikTok, I just want to welcome you all. I'm very new, I should say, to broadcasting live on TikTok. A couple of days now, but KJB is watching. Best Peter Clark from Belfast, best Globby, and Rachel Robb, you are here as well. Welcome. Some broadcasting simultaneously. This felt like a great idea at the time. Simultaneously across YouTube, across Facebook, and now here on TikTok for the first time ever. So, let's see. What's that music like for you, people? Do you like that one? So, Cian Lafford, you're saying instead of winning the whole contest, I feel as if RTE should focus on winning at least top 5 in the semi-final. Similar to the likes of Australia, Austria, Slovenia from this year. I think what the whole thing for me is the point of belief. Ireland needs belief in themselves at the contest. Once we have belief, that is the main thing. KJB, who's liking this live here on TikTok, thanks ever so much. What Eurovision tunes would you play if you're doing a disco tonight, KJB? So, guess you're wondering what I'm bobbing to here on TikTok. There's music going into my headphones here, which is being broadcast live here on YouTube and Facebook. Roberto, thanks for the follow. I'll follow you back after this. Be able to subscribe also to the YouTube channel Eurovision 365. That'll be also that'd be great, I should say. No pressure, but be great. Also, anyone here on YouTube and Facebook, if you want to check out the TikTok channel now, Eurovision 365, that'll also be great. So, yeah, so we have the last time Ireland did brilliant at the contest was with this guy, Mark Roberts, Mysterious Woman, back in 1997, and it was great, absolutely great that happened. Welcome one, welcome all here on TikTok, broadcasting live on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube, in case you're wondering why I'm sort of facing this road. We're talking about Ireland at the Eurovision Song Contest, more specifically. That might not be everybody's topic, but that's okay. We get to make friends and have a positive, safe space for all. Polly's the name, and as you can tell from the accent, I'm from Northern Ireland. Also, what's Kane saying? Also, I won't die happy until I see the Toe Johnnies in Eurovision. I actually do not know them. They're two mad lads from down the country. Okay, so that sounds more like a Dustin the Turkey. Two Johnnies. That sounds like more a Dustin the Turkey kind of a thing going on there. So yeah. So keep your comments coming. Let me know what your thoughts are on Ireland at the contest, what we need to do to improve things. If you watched the video, just go on, let me know. We need to talk about Ireland Part 2. If you're watching on TikTok, thanks very much for joining me. I've only been going live a couple of days now, so I appreciate you being here. If you want a more visual experience, you're able to go across to YouTube, Eurovision 365, and please feel free to subscribe there as well. Kane says, in relation to the two Johnnies, did I say that right? Two Johnnies? Yeah, the two Johnnies. I just want to be careful there. Oh no, they're far better than Dustin, honestly. Okay, I'll take your word for it. To be fair, most performers will be better than Dustin the Turkey, I have to say. Andy Rob, welcome. 12 URV, welcome. Hazar, welcome. Evil as well, you're very welcome here to this live. Thanks for all the likes, thanks for the shares. It's great to have you here. So yeah. So we are, as I say, the handle for this channel is Eurovision 365. So wherever you are searching for on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, wherever, that would be how you will find me and us. So if you watching here on YouTube and across Facebook, welcome. And here we've got some people on TikTok as well. So yeah, we are talking about Ireland at Eurovision and what we need to do to improve our chances at the contest. Jason, welcome. Charlie, welcome. Everybody, welcome. Welcome a lot, aren't I? But Saturday night. But don't forget, people, we're going to next year, and what those of us who are going to the contest will see will be this tower in Malmo. And the skies will be just as nice as that, I am sure, when it comes to it. So we will be excited for the contest next year. So Adam Green, commenting here on YouTube, is saying, well, my favourite recent Irish entries is Heartbeat, that only just missed the final back in 2014. And actually, is it the same rules? Is it the same rules this year for the semi-final played in 2014? Heartbeat will have qualified. So they would have made, if the rules from this year's contest had been in place at 2014, Heartbeat will have qualified with Canlin. But Niamh Kavanagh wouldn't have in 2010, which is, so it would have been like it would have been either 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, or 2011, 2012, 2013, or 2014? Which would you have chosen if you hadn't had the choice? Would Neve have missed out? Or would Canlin, who did miss out, would that have been your choice? Tom, welcome in here, Tom. It's great to have you here. So this is just want to have a little live after the premiere of episode 2 of We Need to Talk About Ireland. So thanks so much to anybody and everyone who's joined us here. It's great to have you here. I think for the moment I'm going to just switch off TikTok, but I will be back later on, peeps. So thanks everybody who has joined me here. But if you want to continue the conversation, go across here to YouTube, Eurovision 365, and that would be awesome. But for now, TikTokers, see you soon. So it's just us now. So we're back here at Eurovision 365 on YouTube and on Facebook. So thanks so much to you all for watching the premiere if you watched it. And also thanks so much for the comments that you made as well. It was very much appreciated. So what else do we need to talk about when it comes to Ireland? So I think I'm happy with the suggestions that were made by all of you who took the time to comment, and thanks so much for taking the time to comment. But also, I think I'm hoping that RTE are going to listen to us. And my only concern, which I know is a concern of many of you as well, is that with everything that's going on RTE, with everything that's going on RTE at the moment, there could be the potential for a Eurovision national final to be overlooked. Now, what we do know for sure is that Ireland have signalled their intent to compete at Eurovision 2024. Could they withdraw between now and next year? There is a chance that that could happen, I suppose. But what we do know is that they will be competing. We also know they have opened the window for song submission, and that's what we know so far. So, Cian, what you're saying as well is I'd like to see OK Ireland involved in the song selection process. Will it be shortlisting the songs for national selection, maybe even the OK member on the judging panel? I think, as I said in the video, lots of countries out there actually do have OK involvement, and I think that's a good idea. The only thing, and I don't know how this is going to sound, but it's something I was thinking about today whenever I was thinking about not just OK Ireland, and I'm not even including OK Ireland, but I just mean OK as a group across Europe. I just wonder how, if maybe there's too much emotion involved when it comes to fans, picking a song. I think sometimes emotion can actually outweigh a little bit of let's step back and see what's maybe going to be more useful for the country. I'm not sure. I mean, what do all people think about OK involvement? I definitely think it's a good idea, but I just wonder if it would be too emotive, and then a really amazing song could get overlooked. So, Facebook user, I don't know your name. I'm not know your name until after the live broadcast. But Ireland need to bring someone to completely take over the whole national final show. Who do you suggest? Tell me who you suggest and let me know. Also, no one knows better than the fans. Yeah, I think that's a point. That's a good point. But then, I agree, fans know a lot, but obviously, I think, does anyone else make sense of what I'm just saying there? Which is, sometimes we can be too emotional when it comes to this, and then too emotive and too excitable. And sometimes it takes someone who's a bit removed from the contest to say, right, that's a banger of a tune. That is something that people all across Europe would gravitate towards because it's a song very Irish. Yeah. So Rachel Good, I personally thought Richard Good, I'm Loving Me would have a great choice for Ireland in 2022 with its 80s retro vibes. Shame it wasn't chosen that year. I know another person, at least one other person, Adam, who had actually I'm Loving You, um, I'm Loving Me, sorry, I'm Loving Me as their favourite of the whole national final season. That's a German friend of mine. Do you think people should go back live on TikTok again? What do you think? Say yes. What do you think, people? I think I should. Why not? Why not? So, on just before I do that, I watched the national final this year from Ireland, and sadly, it seemed dated. You need more energy and excitement, and Ireland to get more energised about the contest. Just like what happened to the UK with Sam Ryder. Well, it's funny you mentioned Sam Ryder because look who it is. It is one Sam Ryder, who, of course, turned the fortunes around for the UK. And it seems incredible now, really, that in 2021, I and we here at Eurovision 365 made a video entitled Are the UK Withdrawing from Eurovision? Based on the abysmal results, based on the very, very negative perception of the Eurovision within the UK. But my goodness, hasn't he turned things around? I think it'd be great actually if Ireland are able to do a similar thing. That would potentially mean internally selecting, but I don't believe that that's going to happen in 2024. Um, but who knows? Sam Ryder was, as Graham Norton quoted, as Graham Norton said, rather, he was the saviour of the Eurovision in the UK. So please keep your comments firing away here. It's great to be back on Saturday night. We drink a Coca-Cola Zero. Our brands are available. Just going to go live here on TikTok again. By the way, if you would like to follow me on TikTok as well as here, why not? Just search for Eurovision 365 and click on the follow button, and yeah, you will be great to see you. So I'm just going to go live now on TikTok again because it's quite fun. The only thing is, it's hard to keep an eye on everything, which I'm finding, but I'm doing my best. Aren't we all? So let's go live now on TikTok as well. So unpopular opinion, Cian. You are saying I prefer Wild Youth to Brooke in Eurovision. Make make what make what you will of that. Oh my goodness me, Cian Lafford. Well, you're entitled to your opinion, of course you are. You're definitely entitled to your opinion. And some people do. I suppose some people would prefer to see or preferred um, Wild Youth to Brooke. My own preference would be Brooke Scullion over that. So what are we saying here? Let's see. The other issue, sorry, I just missed that. The other issue is if OK does get involved, it has to be all members, not a selected chosen few, like a group of friends, and not a selection of all ages. So that would be an incredibly difficult task for RTE, I think, to go on. I think it'd be a particularly difficult path to go on because if you include all members, how would that work? Do you mean they all get invited to hear all the songs? Would RTE whittle down the applications, the entries to what 15, and say right, reduce this till 5 or 6? Tell me how you see that going. How would that work out? I'm interested to hear that. But I just wonder how you foresee that. Here we go. Give Linda Morton the complete production of the Irish National Final 2024. That is a suggestion made last week, and actually on the Facebook group was mentioned as well. Linda Morton, of course, triumphed in Malmo in 1982, and I know there she is. There's Linda. Welcome here on TikTok as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So Linda Martin, as you can see, was triumphed in Malmo in 1982, and yeah, she obviously has spent a lot of time in Sweden. She knows it very well. She stayed there a lot of time. One can never discount the experience of Linda Martin. And that's why we need to have experience, to have relevance. I think Linda Martin ticks those boxes. I don't know if I'd allow one person sole responsibility. So if you're just joining me in TikTok, hey, welcome. I've just been going live a couple of days now, but welcome here to Eurovision 365. I'm broadcasting live on YouTube, on Facebook, and now on TikTok. So hey. So £2 and a pack of peanuts. Welcome to you. You're liking this here. Emmington from Lorgan. Way, welcome. Welcome. How is Lorgan today? So hey, £2. Thanks so much for liking this live. In case you wonder what I'm doing, I'm kind of going between different scenes, and I'm broadcasting live. This reminds me of Practical Jokers. Does it really? So very wet today. Absolutely wet today. So what I'm doing is I'm broadcasting live, as I say, on Eurovision 365. You heard it right. You've seen it right. This subject today is we need to talk about Ireland, specifically Ireland at Eurovision Song Contest. That may not be your topic of choice on TikTok. That's totally fine. But at the same time, if you want a more visual show, you're very welcome to join me on YouTube. So I'll be going through both. So welcome. Yeah. Linda Martin was mentioned last week too. Alan Bond. Yes, it was you who mentioned her, Alan Bond, last week, I remember. So Lisa Hurd. That's what are you saying? Have I gone back too far? No, I haven't. Let's see. Okay. I wish Sarah's Eurovision entry could be or similar to the UK entry of Sam Ryder and the process in which Sam got through representing the UK at the competition. Absolutely. Of course, Ireland have, in recent years, they have had internal selections. They have had Nicky Byrne, of course, internally selected. They have had Sarah McTernan internally selected. There she is in front of what some people describe cruelly as a big painting. And Leslie Roy, of course, was selected twice internally to represent Ireland. I think the idea is there, just maybe not the quality, but I do really like that idea. And Ireland should probably or RTE should probably take a little note out of the BBC's book right now, and hopefully hope for the best. So what's Kane saying? The president of OK Ireland, Frank, you are not mistaken, should definitely be involved anyway. All members that are noticeably active in the group should be involved too. The last from Eurovision maybe, and Eurovision 365. Let's not forget us, because we're more than happy to be involved with that. Does RTE open submissions from international acts, or are they only Irish acts? It doesn't specify. I don't believe it doesn't specify on the notes that RTE have given whether they will be inclined to stick internally or international. Just going to take a moment here on TikTok. Keep your comments coming here on Facebook, on YouTube. So what are people saying? By the way, you're all very welcome here to this live here across TikTok now, yay! And Facebook and YouTube. We're talking about we need to talk about Ireland. Peter here on TikTok is saying, bring back Diana or Lulu with Dustin. Diana or Lulu with Dustin. So so you're hoping to have a super group there, Peter. That's going to be like Bucks Fizz. Without the Fizz, maybe. You know the new group name for that would be. I know exactly. So So Emmington, by the way, people, Emmington and Peter are here chatting to me on TikTok, and they're Eurovision. Well, I'm assuming Emmington's a Eurovision fan. Peter, I know, is. Emmington is saying, I thought there was a lot of similarity between Wild Youth and Joker Out. Ooh, what do people say about that here on YouTube and Facebook? So Emmington is saying that Joker Out and Wild Youth, there was a similarity. And actually, Emmington saying she couldn't understand how one got through and not the other. Perhaps more of the costumes. Yeah, we'll not talk about the costumes. It's a good thing actually you can't see the visual here, Emmington. I suppose that's quite cruel of me to say that, but Connor's costume. But it was a bit of a costume disaster, bless him, wasn't it? Let's be honest. But yeah, so it's interesting you say the similarity between Wild Youth and Joker Out Emmington, because Wild Youth and Joker Out have been holding co-concerts. They've been supporting each other concerts, so they've been having their own gigs. So there's a tour in UK. I don't know if that's still going on or if it's just stopped or it's still going ahead. There's still more shows to go, but they've been in Dublin. I think I'm right in saying that. And they have also, or they are going to Scotland and England. Do they have the same record label or something? I don't believe so. I think what happens is they have the Eurovision pre-parties, and then all the acts, sort of not all, but most acts from the Eurovision who are going to be going to Eurovision will kind of meet each other, and then the more they see each other at the pre-parties, and then the actual rehearsals, the closer they get. And yeah, Wild Youth and Joker Out became firm friends, and yeah, I think that's where that came from. So yeah, it explains a lot. And actually, the lead singer of Joker Out became best buddies with the Finnish guy Karja, who plays second. That's the guy all in green from Finland with Cha Cha Cha. Emmington, I think you'd enjoy my YouTube channel, or the YouTube channel Eurovision 365. Well, maybe, just putting it out there. But anyway, no pressure. Yeah, you've seen the big bromance with Karja. You see, so you're well informed. Yeah, so let's see. Lisa Howard here on, I think that's on Facebook. I think you're commenting. Is Ireland's recent years selection of entries has been very poor. I agree. When it comes to quality and representation of entries from national to Eurovision, I absolutely couldn't agree more. Lisa, you actually were commenting on YouTube. So yeah. Emmington, thanks very much. That's very kind. I really appreciate new sub. Thanks so much for that. I'm on YouTube. Thank you so much. Thanks for likes as well on TikTok. So you're on YouTube, Lisa. I actually saw that just as I clicked on the comment. See just there, you can see the YouTube thing there. That is you. That is you. So yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm at a loss actually of how and why the quality has been poor. I refuse to accept that there's no talent in Ireland. I refuse to accept that there aren't incredibly professional and incredibly experienced performers in Ireland who could quite easily step on the stage where the big lights and the big arena and the big crowd doesn't put them off. Welcome, Crazy. Welcome. So I refuse to believe that there's no talent, because there is. We know there is. I don't know. I don't know how many people will be inclined to put themselves forward, because as what Lisa's just said, just highlighted there again, is the quality and representation. So I don't know if people would put themselves forward because they probably all know that there isn't a lot of money. But as UMK have showed, welcome James. Hey, how's it going? As UMK have showed, you don't need a lot of money to be able to put on a good show. If you're just joining me, wherever it's on YouTube, Facebook, or TikTok, welcome, welcome. Live broadcast going for what? 48, well, 46 minutes. Well, uh, so I wonder if YouTube has ever been asked. I'm not sure. It may have been, but I'm going to guess not, Peter, that YouTube have never been asked to represent Ireland at the contest. So what I was saying there is broadcasting here live on YouTube, on Facebook, and now on TikTok. If you just joined me, thanks for being here. We're chatting about all things Eurovision. Good day from Australia. Hello. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, I'm sure. Yes, good morning. We're broadcasting live here, as I say, on Eurovision 365, and more specifically, and we're talking about Ireland at Eurovision. We need to talk about Ireland, and that is what we are doing. So, Cian is saying, yeah, come on, Cian, let's hear. It's disappointing to see how in 2018, Ireland was one of the best entries in the contest. Even a possible winner at a point, I agree, to coming dead last in the contest the following year. Yeah, that is so true. I absolutely agree. It's actually quite heartbreaking, isn't it? Because I, like many people, were really excited to see what was going to happen with Ireland in 2018 because there's a lot of hype about it, a lot of hype about Rhino Shaughnessy, and it's just a shame, really, isn't it, that it's just a shame, really, that we had to have that experience, isn't it? Isn't it? So let me see. Let's see. Ireland lost her mojo. Tried to be the same as always instead of being true to themselves, whether it be Celtic music, storytelling, ballads that tell a story. I agree. I agree. I look 23. I am not 23. Try Dublin, not. Anyway, so Adam Green, you're saying, has Ireland not considered withdrawing for 1 year to change their format and get more resources together and come back stronger again? That's something I suggested as well, and something I hoped would happen. Feel like that today, SPD. So, yeah, that's something I suggested, but RTE didn't take time to think. It seems they just went, yeah, we're going to be there next year. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're joining me, Emmington, he is here on TikTok. We have Peter on TikTok. We have Crazy on TikTok, and all one's coming and going and leaving lots of different messages. So, yeah, I think Ireland should withdraw. It would be, if I was in charge, I would withdraw Ireland from the contest for 2 years at least to have a sort of missing you effect. Portugal did it for 1 year, they came back and won. Italy did it for quite a few years, came back. And let's not forget Luxembourg next year, they're going to come back and they are going to come back with a bang for sure. Amington saying here on TikTok, would the current goings on with RTE have any effect on what could happen with the entries? That's something that we could maybe consider as well. I think when it comes to Ryan Tubridy and everything that's going on there, which I don't really want to comment on, obviously, because it's an ongoing investigation. I think it could have an effect, and I think the effect would be, Amington, that the contest is taken out of the Late Late Show format, which would be an absolute blessing. I think it would be absolutely fantastic if that were to happen. But we will see. What's your thoughts on that, by the way, Amington? So Adam on YouTube is saying, I was very surprised that Ryan Dolan came last. Yeah, Ryan Dolan should never come last. I think there was a case of poor staging. Here's hoping. Emma, by the way, everybody on YouTube and Facebook, say hello to Amington and Peter and Crazy and all people on there. She's kind of hoping that with everything going on with Tubbs, as she's calling them, will have an effect where the Late Show, the Eurovision, the Eurosong is taken out of that procedure, that format, which would be great. Let's see. So Kane's saying, in normal circumstances, this conversation would be fairly straightforward. Yeah, but RT is in a very deep hole, so it's very, very uncertain at the moment. That's the thing. And although we can suggest things till the cows come home, and I have done, the cows have actually come home. They're out here in the field. I can see them. They are home. They um, we're very much tied to money, and also the thing is there is so much uncertainty. Will the Eurosong happen at all? Will it be a different format? Will it be a different national final? Will it be? Will it even be a national final? My accent's so soothing. Thanks very much. That's very kind of you. Um, hopefully you can understand what I'm saying. But anyway, so Lisa Howard, you're saying with the current situation surrounding the RTE saga, how do you think the Irish entry for Eurovision should be made if RTE don't make the selection? Well, it'll be an internal selection, and the thing about that is, the internal selection, nobody's going to know, and we're kind of at the behest of RTE, aren't we? Am I going to sing? I'm just being asked if I'm going to sing in Eurovision. Check out my YouTube channel or our YouTube channel, Eurovision 365, and I have a little bit of a rap. And I don't know if you describe it as singing, so probably not by this point. Tan, hey, hello Auckland, hello New Zealand, great to have you here. Brilliant to have you in. Welcome. Kane's just said, RT should send a song about a lovely horse. Yeah, lovely horse. Or a friendly donkey. What about that one? Or, I don't know, what's your ideas? But in all seriousness, the thing about it is, in all seriousness, RTE, if, as Lisa's wondering, if there was an internal selection, I don't know. It's if you're looking at the internal selections of recent years, you can see them on the screen here. Sorry, they weren't internally selected. Wild Youth, of course, they weren't. But I'm just trying to get pictures here. Um, so there you go. There's an internal selection. Here's an internal selection. Here's another internal selection. I don't know. I think what I mentioned as well in fact, what I did mention on the video on we need to talk about Ireland part 2. I had said that the thing about it is RT are probably going on the videos that are sent into them. So there's loads of takes in those videos, and there's loads of takes in the studio recording. So that's what they're judging everything on. I think if RT was to internally select, they would need to have lots and lots and lots of auditions, not just to a small panel, but actually to a big audience. And it can be a closed audition. They could do in the X Factor, they could do on Britain's Got Talent, whatever. But they would need to prove themselves on a huge stage, not just one performance, but 3, 4, 5, etc. Simone, you're looking to be a mod, but you've left before you given the chance. There's not enough people, enough followers to be a mod, but maybe some more time I would have maybe Amington or Crazy at mods, to be honest, in the future. But on TikTok it is. So yeah, a placid mule. A placid mule. I can almost talk. I haven't been drinking. But a placid mule would be a great song for Ireland. But what do you think of this music in the background now? For anyone looking at a much more visual experience, I should say, on TikTok, come across to YouTube. It's much more visual going on there rather than just this kind of screen behind me. Sorry, the walls behind me. So yeah, there's much to talk about, isn't there, when it comes to Ireland? I think we have all corners covered. I think we have all avenues covered. I just hope And I know other people. I know other people and other uh, content creators have made content around this subject as well. I just hope that RTA are going to listen. I hope that they have the resources to do something good, because all Ireland needs as a content, as a performance, is what we hear in Irish pubs around the globe. And who doesn't love Irish music across the world? People love it. Cian would love to see a selection process like Sanremo, where it isn't a Eurovision event yet, but a celebration of local music talent. The winner gets the right to represent Ireland. Yeah, that's exactly right. Absolutely, that'd be great. So yeah, it's like sort of like Eurovision is a second thought, rather than the amazing thing that would be, let's celebrate the nation, let's celebrate the culture, let's celebrate the music. How about, I think Rachel Good has a new fan here in the form of Adam Green. How about an internal selection for Rachel Good in 2024 if national final isn't planned? Rachel Good does a lot of different performances. I know she does a lot of wedding singing. I just think we need someone who has a lot of stage presence and confidence and experience. Let's go out there and give us all what I think Ireland needs. So Edmonton over here on TikTok even, is saying it's something that's going to take a bit of time, but something certainly needs to be done. Perhaps see what the situation with RT will be in the coming months, but I live in hope. And Edmonton signs it off with a crossed fingers. Yeah, I think we're all crossing our fingers, aren't we? That something amazing is going to happen. Yeah. So Anne is agreeing with you there, Cian. Anne is saying that you've nailed it. You get excitement and energy when you focus on your own nation, when your own talent. And as I said, your vision is a second thought. Well, that can only be a good thing. That can only be a good thing. So joining me on TikTok right at the moment, it says 6 people, but I see Emmington, Crazy, Ash, and Media Cell. Welcome to you all. I've got a fair few here on Facebook and YouTube. Wow, this is quite. Where is Nathan Cassidy? He normally comes in here on a Saturday, but he's not here tonight. I want to see him. I want him to see this comment. Is there any way we can get him to see this comment? Because this would make us day. Can we get Ryan from 2018 and Nathan Cassidy to write a performance song? Wow. The duo, the twosome of Nathan and Ryan, eh? Crush, you're being quiet. I hope you're having a good evening over here on TikTok. Thanks for joining as always. Tell me what you're up to, Crazy. Patrick, your name's Patrick, isn't it? So the dynamic duo of, what would they call themselves? Ryan O'Shaughnessy and Nathan Cassidy. What would they call themselves? Reinat, but like Jedward, Reinat, or not right? Rathan. What about Rathan? But like Jedward. Who knows? Wow. Nyan. So, welcome if you're watching me on TikTok. I'm pretty new to going live on TikTok, so you're very, very welcome. My name is Paddy, as you can see, as you can tell from the accent, I'm from Northern Ireland, and I am broadcasting here on TikTok. Also, simultaneously on Facebook and YouTube, Eurovision 365. So, thanks for joining me. Thanks for the likes as well on TikTok. It's good to have you here. And yeah, good, obviously, as always, to have my friends here on YouTube and Facebook as well. So it is. But as it's just gone 10 and I've been broadcasting about an hour now on YouTube, on TikTok, on Facebook. What I'm going to do for now is I'm going to sign off. I'm going to say thanks so much for joining me. And I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed the premiere. If you didn't check out the video, check out We Need to Talk About Ireland Part 1 and Part 2. And there's going to be loads more content coming up on the YouTube channel. There's loads more content coming up here on TikTok as well. I will be doing more lives, just talking about different things, but also obviously including the subject. But yeah, topics and content coming up is things to do in Malmo and also Denmark. Here we come. Thank you. You're very welcome. It's great. Thank you for being here, Cian. Thanks as always to you as well for coming and making this a lively chat as always. Emmington, thanks for making this lively. Crazy, thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it. These are all awesome. But for now, I am signing off here and take care until next time. Adios.